brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers, trainers, professionals, officer, official listener learners. I welcome all respected doctors and directors. I welcome all honorable administrative managers. I welcome honorable advocates, present administrative advisors. I welcome the most honorable President Prem Modi ji. Hello Rakesh from USA, heartily cordially welcome. It's really nice time, nice place, nice action today that we are defining our holy Indian spiritual, cultural, social identities in the form of unity and diversity. Let us go through what is happening around the world, what changes we see around the world, the different nations, with the change of nature. As it is well known that India is the starter, beginner, creator, generator, operator of all the caste, color, creed, and languages. All spiritual starters came in India for addressing the message of peace and tranquility of heart, peace of mind. Our all forefathers, freedom fighters, astronomers, astrologers, scientists, doctors, historians, geographers, numberless, uncounted personalities addressed the message of unity, oneness, and equality. Unity and diversity is the greatest feature of our nation. Thereby, our nation is known. Its spiritual, cultural, social, educational, economical, political values are really praiseworthy, admirable, and appreciable for the worldly people. रेस्टोरेंट हॉल इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए कमर्शियल एलपीजी का कोटा बढ़ाकर 50%। जमाखोरी और कालाबाजारी के खिलाफ सख्त निगरानी रखने के भी निर्देश। हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट को खोलने के लिए ट्रंप ने दी ईरान को चेतावनी। हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट 48 घंटे में नहीं खुला तो ईरान के प्लांट, इसराइल के परमाणु संयंत्र के पास ईरान का मिसाइल हमला, 75 लोग घायल। टीबी के रोगी पौष्टिक आहार लें। टीबी की दवाएं निःशुल्क दी जाती हैं। टीबी का रोग का इलाज संभव है। दवा छोड़ने से एमडीआर टीबी का खतरा। असम सीएम ने एजीपी के विधायक रामेंद्र नारायण, टीबी का पूरा इलाज करें, एमडीआर टीबी से बचाव। रेस्टोरेंट, होटल, छाती का एक्सरे व बलगम की जांच से तपेदिक की पहचान। जमाखोरी, काला बाजारी। हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट को खोलने को लेकर ट्रंप ने दी ईरान को चेतावनी। हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट 48 घंटे में नहीं खुला तो ईरान के पावर प्लांट, इसराइल के परमाणु संयंत्र के पास ईरान का मिसाइल हमला। रवांडा की फैली ने रचा इतिहास, 15 साल 223 दिन की आयु। चुनावी पोस्टर पर पश्चिम बंगाल में भिड़े टीएमसी बीजेपी कार्यकर्ता। असम सीएम ने एजीपी के विधायक रामेंद्र नारायण कलिता से मुलाकात की। रेस्टोरेंट, होटल और इंडस्ट्री के लिए कमर्शियल एलपीजी का कोटा बढ़ाकर 50%। जमाखोरी और कालाबाजारी के खिलाफ सख्त निगरानी रखने के निर्देश। हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट को खोलने को लेकर ट्रंप ने दी ईरान को चेतावनी। टीबी रोग का इलाज संभव है। तपेदिक रोग लक्षण, बुखार 2 हफ्ते ज़्यादा और अक्सर शाम के समय हो। तपेदिक रोग के लक्षण, भूख कम लगना, शारीरिक परीक्षण जांच, तपेदिक रोग के लिए जांच, शारीरिक परीक्षण, छाती का एक्सरे, खून की जांच, खांसते और छींकते विशेषज्ञों की सलाह अनुसार टीबी की दवाएं समय पर लें। टीबी की दवा छोड़ने से एमडीआर। टीबी रोग का इलाज संभव है। टीबी रोगी पौष्टिक आहार जरूर लें। एमडीआर टीबी यानी मल्टी ड्रग रेसिस्टेंट टीबी। रोग प्रतिरोधक क्षमता बढ़ाने के उपाय करें। टीबी रोग का इलाज संभव है। इजराइल के परमाणु संयंत्र के पास पावर प्लांट। रवांडा की फैनी ने रचा इतिहास। 15 साल 223 दिन की आयु में लगाया शतक। टीबी रोग का इलाज संभव है। टीबी का पूरा इलाज करें। एमडीआर टीबी से बचाव, साफ सफाई व स्वच्छता का ध्यान रखें। तपेदिक रोगी कुछ सावधानियां बरतें। टीबी का रोग इलाज संभव है। डॉक्टर की सलाह से नियमित रूप से जांच कराएं। तपेदिक रोगी कुछ सावधानियां बरतें। खांसते और छींकते समय टीबी रोगी मुंह पर कपड़ा रखें। विशेषज्ञ की सलाह अनुसार टीबी की दवाएं समय पर लें। छाती का एक्सरे व बलगम की जांच से तपेदिक की पहचान। तपेदिक रोगी कुछ सावधानियां बरतें। हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट 48 घंटे में पावर प्लांट। इजराइल के परमाणु संयंत्र के पास ईरान का मिसाइल हमला, 75 लोग घायल। खांसते और छींकते समय पर मुंह पर कपड़ा रखें। ईरान हिट्स कुवैत रिफाइनरी। इजराइल kills Iranian guard spokesman. Oil falls as US allies discuss bid to enhance supply and open Hormuz. Rupee falls 82 p hits all-time low of 93.71. Premium petrol, Indy diesel prices raised. AI Canada bound flight returns to Delhi after 9 hours amid airline error from New Delhi. Second largest Tata steel plant starts opponents in Punjab from Ludhiana. Kong show cause reveals identity of fifth cross water. HP economy set to outpace national average with 8.3% growth from Shimla. Chandigarh Manali road blocked as landslides hit HP. High Court widens near relative tag, allows SAS in kidney swab, says legislative intent never to be voluntary organ donation. Top Court backs High Court on mangrove removal in Maha. इजराइल के परमाणु संयंत्र के पास ईरान का मिसाइल हमला, 75 लोग घायल। रेल कनेक्टिविटी टू तख्त दमदमा साहिब soon, Bittu says from Bathinda. Punjab Minister Chima visits Dera Balan from Jalandhar. 7 kilogram heroin seized near border. She held from Amritsar. CM says Mukhyamantri Sehat Yojana better than Ayushman Bharat. From Chandigarh, while presenting the 4-year report card of the health sector, Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann on Friday drew a contrast between a condition-ridden Ayushman Bharat and the AAP government's Mukhyamantri Sehat Yojana. He said the difference lies in intent and delivery, describing the initiative as a model of universal, accessible health care. Mann added that 883 AM Aam Aadmi clinics were operational in the state and 100 more would be opened on March 28, while 400 clinics were under construction. AI-enabled cancer screening on technological interventions in the health sector. CM Bhagwant Mann said for the first time in the country, AI-enabled cancer screening was conducted between September 2025 and March 2026, and 9,294 women screened for breast cancer. He said vision screening was conducted for over 1 lakh people, and 21,660 were identified with vision issues. Around 900 government and private hospitals in Punjab and Chandigarh have been empaneled. 25 lakh beneficiaries have been registered, and over 1.6 lakh people have already received treatment. Rupees 1,200 crore was allocated for 2025-2026, and 2,000 crore has been earmarked for 26 to 27. Punjab Chief Minister says Punjab to move court for 1.4 lakh crore rupees water royalty from Rajasthan. Man says Punjab's demand is factually illegal. Raj Minister says from Chandigarh. CM just woke up to injustice. Sukhbir Singh Badal says after the Punjab government or to Rajasthan seeking rupees 1.44 lakh crore as cost and royalty for the release of river waters. 20% gas cut cripples Mandi Govindgarh's rolling units. जमाखोरी और कालाबाजारी के खिलाफ सख्त निगरानी रखने के भी निर्देश। हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट को खोलने को लेकर ट्रंप ने दी ईरान को चेतावनी। निक्षय संपर्क राष्ट्रीय टीवी हेल्पलाइन। हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट 48 घंटे में न खुला तो ईरान के पावर प्लांट कर दिए जाएंगे। इजराइल के परमाणु संयंत्र के पास ईरान का मिसाइल हमला, 17 लोग घायल। रवांडा की फैनी ने रचा इतिहास, 15 साल 223 दिन की आयु में लगाया शतक। चुनावी पोस्टर पर पश्चिम बंगाल में भिड़े टीएमसी बीजेपी कार्यकर्ता। असम सीएम ने एजीपी के विधायक रमेंद्र रामायण। रेस्टोरेंट होटल और इंडस्ट्री के लिए कमर्शियल एलपीजी का कोटा बढ़ाकर 50%। LOP Islam Jan government over NCB summoned in drug seizure case from Chandigarh. Punjab seeks Home Secretary in UPSC panel to shortlist officers for appointment of DGP from Chandigarh. This selection process, the Implement Committee of the UPSC selects 3 candidates based on seniority, experience, and service records from a panel of eligible officers sent by state government. The state government then chooses one among them for appointment as the regular DGP. 18,000 से अधिक जन औषधि केंद्र कार्यरत। जन औषधि प्रधानमंत्री जन औषधि केंद्रों की शुरुआत। जन औषधि केंद्र में 300 से ज़्यादा जरूरतमंद के 40,000 करोड़ रुपए से बचे। दाम कम, दवाई उत्तम, प्रधानमंत्री जन औषधालय। Heavy rain triggers landslides in Himachal. Tourists stranded, dry weather likely on March 21-22. From Shimla, Haryana records 1,000% excess rain, HP 233% from Batinda. Landslide near AUT from Mandi. A massive landslide at Barnala near AUT in the Mandi district blocked the Chandigarh-Manali highway on Friday evening. Highest rainfall in Shimla according to the Meteorological Center Shimla. Kulu district recorded the highest rainfall of 35.9 mm. Cops arrest in LSD drug racket frogs HP assembly from Shimla. Nagi gets additional charge of SP police chief from Shimla. Notice to principal over negligence from Shimla. Unseasonable rain flattens wheat in Rohtak, Dadri. Protest over new procurement rules from Rohtak. High crunch leaves Amritsar papad makers in a fix. असम सीएम ने एजीपी के खिलाफ। रेस्टोरेंट होटल और इंडस्ट्री के लिए कमर्शियल एलपीजी को बढ़ाकर 50%। हंसते और सीखते हुए मुंह पर कपड़ा रखें तपेदिक रोग टीबी रात में पसीना आना लक्षण रात में पसीना आना 2 हफ्ते से ज़्यादा खांसी या बलगम आना इजराइल के परमाणु संयंत्र के पास ईरान का मिसाइल हमला 17 लोग घायल टीबी के रोगी पौष्टिक आहार ने रवांडा की फैनी ने रचा इतिहास 15 साल 223 दिन चुनावी पोस्टर पर पश्चिम बंगाल में भिड़े टीएमसी बीजेपी कार्यकर्ता असम सीएम ने एजीपी के विधायक रामेंद्र नारायण कलिता से की मुलाकात Two Volvo buses collided in Pathankot, one dead, five hurt from Pathankot. PACL fraud ED attaches 123 properties worth 5,047 crore rupees. From Chandigarh, the properties have been attached by the Delhi Journal Office of the ED, which initiated investigation on the basis of an FIR registered by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Ahead of IPL, Ayer opens up in injury comeback from Chandigarh. Domestic dispute turned ugly. Women claimed assault by cops from Jalandhar. Ensure compliance with road safety laws. Helena Rights Commission from Jane. मल्टी ड्रग रेसिस्टेंट टीबी का इलाज मुश्किल है मल्टी ड्रग रेसिस्टेंट टीबी एमडीआर टीबी टीबी का पूरा इलाज करें एमडीआर टीबी से बचाव मल्टी ड्रग रेसिस्टेंट टीबी हो जाने पर पहले से चल रही दवाएं असर नहीं करती मल्टी ड्रग रेसिस्टेंट टीबी का इलाज मुश्किल है टीबी रोग का टीबी का पूरा इलाज करें एमडीआर एमडीआर मल्टी ड्रग रेसिस्टेंट टीबी हो जाने पर पहले से चल रही दवाएं असर नहीं करती मल्टी ड्रग रेसिस्टेंट टीबी का इलाज मुश्किल है असम सीएम ने एजीपी के विधायक रमेंद्र नारायण कलिता से की मुलाकात मल्टी ड्रग रेसिस्टेंट टीबी एमडीआर टीबी मल्टी ड्रग रेसिस्टेंट टीबी हो जाने पर पहले से चल रही दवाएं असर नहीं करती टीबी का रोग का इलाज संभव है हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट को खोलने को लेकर ट्रंप ने दी ईरान को चेतावनी 31 pilgrims visits Vaishno Devi temple from Jammu. Man who robbed electronics store in Baramulla arrested from Srinagar. NAFDC MPC direct civilian flights from Kargil, Srinagar. No active threat to Canadians from India-linked agents RCMP. The World Sikh Organization said the Commissioner's remarks appear to rely on a narrow view of active criminal investigations rather than the broader intelligence and security landscape from Amritsar. हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट को खोलने को लेकर ट्रंप ने दी चेतावनी हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट 48 घंटे में न खुला तो ईरान के पावर प्लांट कर दिए जाएंगे इजराइल के परमाणु संयंत्र के पास ईरान का मिसाइल हमला 75 लोग घायल रवांडा की फैनी ने रचा इतिहास 15 साल 223 दिन की आयु में चुनावी पोस्टर पश्चिम बंगाल में भिड़े टीएमसी बीजेपी कार्यकर्ता असम सीएम ने एजीपी के विधायक रामेंद्र नारायण कलिता रेस्टोरेंट होटल इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए कमर्शियल बिल बढ़ाकर 15-50%। AIADMK will finalize seat sharing announced constituencies in 4 days from New Delhi. New assessment scheme for cancelled CBSE exams from New Delhi, Class 10 in West Asia. Central Board of Secondary Education has announced a detailed assessment scheme for Class 10 exams in West Asia that were cancelled amid escalating West Asia conflict, according to officials. According to CBSE examination controller Sanyam Bhardwaj, examinations scheduled from February 17 to 28 were conducted successfully during this period. Six academic subjects, including mathematics, English, and science, were completed. Additionally, 16 language papers and 22 skills subjects examinations were also conducted. The board has divided candidates into five categories. The results of students who appeared for all exams will be declared based on their performance in the examinations. The result of students who appeared in four subjects will be declared based on the average of the marks obtained in the best three performing subjects for the subjects whose examinations have not been conducted, Bhardwaj said. The result of students who appeared in three subjects will be declared based on the average of the marks obtained in the best two performing subjects for the subject whose examinations have not been conducted, he added. The examination controller explained that very few students have appeared in the examinations in only two subjects. Their results will be declared based on the average of the marks of two subjects in the remaining subjects. He said the results of the Middle East students will be declared along with the rest of the students. Students will be allowed to improve their performance through second board examinations according to policy. Binary slams CPM defectors. Binary slams CPM defector. Cities rise of parliamentary aims from Trivandrum. Women minorities anchor TMC's 2026 Poll Manifesto. Mamata Banerjee looks to secure fourth straight term from Kolkata. BJP's Adhikari accuses Mamata of poll code violation from Kolkata. हॉर्मुज स्टेट 48 घंटे में नए खुला तो ईरान के पावर प्लांट कर दिए जाएंगे। टीबी रोग का पूरा इलाज तपेदिक रोग टीबी विशेषज्ञ की सलाह अनुसार टीबी की दवाएं समय पर लें। रवांडा की फैली रचा इतिहास 15 साल 223 दिन की आयु में लगाया शतक। टीबी का पूरा इलाज तपेदिक रोग टीबी। टीबी के रोगी पौष्टिक आहार लें। टीबी के रोगी पौष्टिक आहार अवश्य लें। LPG crunch continues for third state. Iran conflict could reshape global terrorists from Bangalore. Supreme Court says penalties for destroying protected wildlife ends. Supreme Court said Shiomoto petition was filed based on news reports pertaining to rampant illegal sand mining destroying the habitats of protected species of gharial and other aquatic animals. Issues notice to Raj MP UP over sand mining in Chambal Sanctuary from New Delhi. EM speaks to Australian counterpart Penny Wong from New Delhi. West Asia conflict, 6 Indians lost lives even missing, says MBA from New Delhi. Merchant Navy captain from Ranchi dies near Strait of Hormuz from Ranchi. Iran hits Kuwait oil refinery and explosions boom over Tehran. War with Israel and the US has spread across the Gulf and hit key energy sites from Dubai. Oil declines oil declines as US Israel seeks to ease concern over Iran war. Israel strikes Iran feared ban city from commanders down to street level from Beirut. Israel's killing of its top commander General Ghulam Reza Soleimani Tuesday is unlikely to disrupt it, Ajit said. Iran's Revolutionary Guard says Tehran is still building missiles and the war will go on. US aircraft loses Mount amid war. 455 South Asian killed fighting for Russia in Ukraine conflict, report says. India ranks 116th in World Happiness Report 2026. Finland retains top spot. Teenager UXAI claim image generator made sexually explicit images from Nashville. इजराइल के परमाणु संयंत्र के पास ईरान का मिसाइल हमला, 75 लोग घायल. Government cracks down on betting sites, 300 apps blocked. Action taken against illegal gambling casino game apps on New Delhi. Navy asks shipping calls to watch out for GPS spoofing in Gulf region. The Navy shared vessels switching off IS signals has made it harder for authorities to monitor activity from Panji. It is highest seizure at 22 crore rupees with fresh action in PSC allegation. China welcomes Swamiji after Indian envoy from Beijing. Celebrating Eid in our time of war. Eid is a celebration of harmony, gratitude, and peace marked by prayer, charity, and goodwill. It is a day when families unite and believers thank God. The festival begins with the sighting of the new moon as soon as the crescent appears. Believers say a prayer, "O God, let this moon come upon us with peace and faith." This prayer is not just a ritual but a vow that believers will be a source of safety and peace for others. By reciting this prayer, they pledge to live among people as well wishers to promote harmony and spread goodwill. Gratitude is a key part of the spirit of Eid. The Quran reminds us at the completion of Ramadan so that you may be grateful. Gratitude fosters a peaceful mindset. The greeting commonly exchanged on Eid adds Salamu Alaikum, peace be upon you, further reinforces this message. It is more than a formality, it carries a moral assurance. Islamic, Islamic scholar Ibn Yuyana said, "Do you know what the greetings of Islam means? It assures you that you are safe and secure from the one who offers it." However, this year's Eid comes at a time of world unrest and anxiety. Many regions are facing war, instability, and uncertainty. These conditions demonstrate how fragile peace can be. When violence happens, the joy of festivals is clouded by worries about the future. Ordinary people mostly carry the burden of war. Homes are wrecked, families are torn apart, and children grow up scared. Even when conflicts arise over political disputes or strategic goals, their human toll remains huge and lasting. In Islam, war is not at all a preferred course of action. Instead, peace is presented as a natural and desired state of human life. The Quran says reconciliation is best. Quran 4, chapter 4, 128 word, and it instructs believers, even when compelled to fight, to respond positively when the other side seeks peace. Quran chapter 8, 61 word number. These teachings make peace not just a passive idea but an active duty. A clear historical example of this strategy is the Treaty of the Hudaybiyah, when Muslims were blocked from entering Mecca to perform Umrah. Negotiations resulted in a peace agreement with the Quraysh. Although the terms seemed unfavorable for Muslims, they were accepted to establish peace. The outcome demonstrated that temporary compromises can lead to long term stability and progress. In today's interconnected world, which is even more absolutely essential than ever, conflict disrupts trade, triggers humanitarian crises, and increases global insecurity. Eid, therefore, is more than a celebration, it carries a broader message to create a more human and peaceful world. When saving mothers isn't a good deed, troubling politics of global elites approach to women's health, happy ever after is a doomed time. As marriage begins to feel a bit boring, some open it up, others buy themselves a product. West long Modi as a mediator. He fits the bill, but it's a tough call. Should Modi mediate in the US-Israel versus Iran war? At least one head of government, Finland's president, has publicly said so. Some pundits have views about this. More important thought is, though is Modi ticks all the mediators box. Let's list them. He is prominent on the global stage. He is PM of a country that has friendly relations with all parties. US, Iran, Israel, Gulf countries. Modi has worked hard to take both India Gulf and India Israel relationships to the next level. He has excellent rapport with leaders of these countries. He has not let India Iran ties suffer either. Proof he can talk to Iran to get some ships out through Hormuz. Yes, Trump's US has been tough to deal with like for every other country, but Modi's been clever in a quiet way to bring stability back to the relationship with a trade deal. Nearly done Russian oil and probably even some Iranian oil. Unsanctioned flag points with US are gone. Also, India has a skin in the West Asian game. 1 crore Indians in Gulf, port projects in Israel and Iran, use hydrocarbon imports, trades deal with major West Asian players, defense tech deals with Israel, strategic autonomy has been India's mantra for decades. Modi has practiced this well, assertive but pragmatic. India has enough cred to talk to all parties, but isn't so powerful that its intentions will be suspect. This point is crucial. West Asia, always messy, is now a hot mess. Power, pride, and paranoia are driving the wars. But if back channels are open, some parties reckon they are. Modi's can be another voice, a welcome one for all parties, qualifying quietly, urging disengagement. Oman and Qatar are thought to be the likely back channel mediators. Modi's personal equations with Qatar's Amir and Oman's Sultan are excellent. Whether he should help in a mediation process is a complex question. He has to first think of India's interest, but whether he is good choice as a mediator is a simple question. He is. Two contrarian takes from entirely different perspectives on how West Asia war is playing out. Trump's finding out why Bibi is a problem. The idea of regime change is proeminently associated with US-led invasions in Iraq and Afghanistan, but most regime changes, meaning transition from one political system to another, happen internally. Succession crisis can trigger a regime change or splits within ruling elites or military corps, major protest movements, etc. Bombing a country to try and force regime change is against international law and UN Charter. It violates prohibitions on aggression and use of force and the right to self-determination. Wars are costly and rarely go to plan. Military approach of relying on air power is designed to protect the attacker, not change the political system. Bombing a country can even cause the system to double down, and the people to rally around the flag. So far, the Iranian system has managed to replace its leader. Iran's political system was designed to withstand foreign attack because Iran has been threatened from outside ever since the revolution. That said, Iran faces internal crisis, economic frustration born of corruption and management mismanagement. Beyond sanctions, a political system unwilling, unable to reform even an environmental crisis. Tehran may run out of water, so it's too early to tell whether the regime will consolidate its power for the longer term. Despite early signs of this, few protest against authorities when bombs fall, especially when thousands of protesters were killed in Jan. But the combination of foreign attack and internal frustrations might lead to a deeper crisis manifesting that could happen quickly through destruction and killing or slowly through internal divisions and declaration and recrimination over collapse of Iran's veterans. The regime will change in some way but not necessarily be more democratic. That brings us to regime change and second problem. It's easier to destroy the old than to build the new. US said this war wouldn't include any nation building. Afghanistan case in point, it's back under Taliban, but is the plan to just leave a vacuum? Do they believe the real mistake in Iraq was to get sucked into reconstruction and not the destruction in the first place? Even John Bolton, arch advocate of regime change in Iran, has expressed concern US and Israel hadn't seriously coordinated with opposition groups on the ground or tried to persuade chunks of military to defect to the opposition, although they successfully recruited insiders to spy for them. Trump isn't interested in restoring Iranian monarchy just as he wasn't interested in installing Venezuela's opposition leader, even after she gave him her Nobel Peace Prize. US may be content to declare victory in a few weeks, saying it achieved regime decapitation and crippled Iran's military. But Israel would prefer to destroy the Islamic Republic, despite rhetoric that bombs came to help Iran people. Some Israeli analysts acknowledge there isn't much interest in what happens the day after, so long as Iran's problems are no longer reaching Israel's territory. Targeting civilian infra from Iran's offshore South Pars gas field to centuries old national heritage sites adds to the impression that the goal is regime collapse or even potentially state collapse. These moves have shocked some Iranians who initially supported the war. Full-throated support of US and Israel attacks may prove to have been a strategic mistake for Reza Pahlavi, especially as he is in exile. This war will remain hugely divisive for Iranians in the long term. Iranian civil society faces a long, hard task to build national consensus on key political principles to increase chances of success of any political transition. Israelis like to remember their positive relations with Iran is smart, not desperate.